Hey everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at Freeplay's review queues feature. We built the review queues feature to help you bring structure and transparency to your human review process. All the best LLM development teams we know spend a lot of time human reviewing data. There's just no substitute for row level review. So we wanted to build this feature so that you could actually manage that process in a more clean way with clear expectations from each member on the team and the ability to produce a report at the end that really shares out your findings. So I'm going to jump over to our reviews tab here, and then I'm going to set up a new review. And we're going to set up a review for poor retrieval context. And so this is a RAG use case. So I'm setting up this review queue for every time to review things where we think that we've retrieved bad information. And I can set a due date here. This helps with managing expectations, and then optionally add a description for the rest of the team. This is a collection of bad retrievals. Focus there. Not a great description, but gives you the space to kind of give directions to the team. And so when you land on this, we need to add data to this review queue. So I'm going to jump over to the observability tab. And this is where this full integration in Freeplay, where you have all your production data, your testing, your prompts, and your human review all in one place, allows you to really easily source data for that human review process. So I have this eval set up already called context relevance. That's an LLM as a judge eval. And it's basically flagging things for me that it thinks are bad retrieval examples. So I can use that to guide my search here. So I can go to my evaluations and filter for context relevance. And I'm going to look for any time it's basically less than a 4. Apply that filter. And then I can optionally, like if I jump into one of these, I can add it to the review queue here. Or I have this option to bulk select. In this case, I know these things have all been flagged as bad retrieval examples. So I'm going to grab like 6 or so of them, and I am going to add them to my review queue for poor retrieval. Now, what this does is it gives me this bounded set of data that I can assign out to different people and actually manage the expectations and do some reporting on. So if I go into my poor retrieval queue now, what we'll see is I can see all that data I've added. And so now I need to like communicate to the rest of my team who's supposed to work on what. So I could go grab the first 3 examples and I could assign those to Ian. And then I could grab some of these other examples here and I could assign those to, let's just say, myself. And so now what happens is those individuals can come in, like so I could come in here and I can filter for all the things that are assigned to me. And in this case, everything that I have in my bucket needs review, but I'm going to add also the review status in here, because what this will do is now, and so I'm going to everything that's not reviewed. And so now I just have this curated thing of that set of data that I can go ahead and just churn through my queue and review. So when I pop it open, I'll see this familiar but more targeted view of the completion and the ability for me to add labels and go through and add all the labels I want in this. And so I'm going to go through my queue here, adding labels. We've got some more labels over here as well. And then once I'm done with that, I'll mark that as reviewed. And I can just keep churning through my queue here. As I mark things as reviewed, they'll come out of my queue so I can manage my work and understand how much I have left. So I'm going to pause the video here and I'm going to go through and label more data because I want to show you all how that produces this insights report. All right, so now let's say all the analysts have come in here. They've worked through everything that was assigned to them. There's no more data to be reviewed in the queue. We'll pop over to the Insights tab. And so this is basically your mechanism to now share out what you've learned from this review process. And you have this artifact that you can share with the rest of the team, the engineering team, the product team, or whoever, and ultimately decide now what action do we want to go take because of this. So you'll see this place. I can add a text summary here. This is full markdown support, so I can add some summary. Main issues from this week. And maybe I have some hallucinations, and I can just note down we are seeing issues with the model hallucinating from bad context. And I can write whatever I want in this review summary. And this gives you a way to just communicate out your findings more clearly so that people have some narrative when they come and land on this page. And then down below, you'll see all these labels that you have graphed. So I can see how often did my response contain code. It looks like fairly frequently. It tells me people are asking questions about our SDK. I can see my context relevance score, the distribution, as well as the average score. Maybe this chart is like particularly useful since this is obviously about poor retrieval context. So I can bookmark this. And then what this does is it helps us create this curated view of the data so that other people, when they come in who maybe have less context, know where to like focus their attention here. And maybe I also think the answer completeness is particularly useful. And so I can bookmark those. And now you've created this insights reports with some narrative-based summary, as well as some bookmarked labels for people to come in and really focus on, so that when others land here, they can get quick takeaways and understand where to focus. And then they can also they can drill down by the data that's in here. So maybe they want to like look at all these cases in which the context relevance was 2. That graph is clickable, and that'll jump you out to that specific completion where the context relevance was labeled a 2 to make that actually actionable. And this is really the thing we're trying to deliver on here is we want to make the data fully integrated so that it's easy to take, and then also make it highly actionable so that you can take action and improve your systems over time. So that's the review queues feature. Excited to hear how you all use it.